See that hole there? Going up this little hill. There's another one. It's all rutted. And over here's a bigger one. Just got tracks and ruts everywhere. So, okay, now, the big deal about that. Is there a big deal about it? Yeah, there is. And I'll tell you what, I was in West Virginia a couple weeks ago, and I was down there in Outlaw Bottom. And we rode down as far as we could. Me and a friend of mine, he was in his Razor, and we rode down as far as we could. And pretty soon, we got down there where the trail looked like it kept going, but we had to stop. And he says, well, why do we have to stop? And I said, well, that's purple paint. He goes, purple paint? What the hell is that? I said, that's no trespass. He said, what? You never heard of it? Well, unfortunately, purple paint, if you see purple paint, that means no trespass. And the point of this is, I've been going to West Virginia since '09. And I love going down there, and I love to ride. I love to ride dirt, love to ride the trails. It's just phenomenal, okay? And everybody is entitled to their own opinion as far as what's fun. But now, here's where I'm going to make somebody mad. I'm sorry, but I'm going to have to make you mad, but I'm going to say something. When you do this ain't fun for anybody. Yeah, you think, yeah, I had a good time doing that. Well, then the next person behind you, maybe they're not into that, okay? So, but they have to put up with it because you want to dig a hole. And that's the way it is in West Virginia. We was down there, and we followed the trail. Like I said, the trail kept going on there. Like I told them, I said, we can't go that way because it's purple paint. Well, somehow, somewhere along the line, we got turned around there and took the wrong trail back. And there was ruts and holes down there big enough to stick a pickup truck in. Okay, you could have covered up a pickup truck. And I'm going, what the hell they done to this bottom? And then they hit me. I said, now I know why they've got the purple paint. The landowners, you know, they didn't bitch, didn't say anything about anybody riding until they started destroying stuff, okay? And that's what I'm saying. With everything you do comes responsibility. Be a responsible rider. And if you get stuck, don't sit there and just keep spinning your wheels and dig a hole. Have somebody help you out, winch it out, or whatever the case may be. You know, but just don't tear up the trail for the next guy. And like I said, everything has a responsibility. But like I said, so the landowners started putting up purple paint, and they don't want you down there anymore. And what's going to happen is down there in the Outlaw Bottom, they're going to get civilized, and pretty soon nobody's going to be able to go down there. And the bad thing about it is, I'm not saying anything bad about anybody, but all you have to do is look on YouTube and watch videos of people in West Virginia down there. When you see them down there and those mud holes down there, just digging a hole, just digging deeper and deeper and deeper. That's the reason why the landowners are pissed off, okay? Be responsible for your actions, be responsible for the way you ride, and you know, make it a good ride for everybody. And I've heard guys, and the old saying is, well, I'm on vacation and anything goes. Well, that's fine. So you might be one person, you're on vacation and anything goes, but what about the guy behind you? What about the guy after him? What about the guy after him, okay? They're on vacation too, and does anything go? Pretty soon everything goes and nothing's gonna go at all because you can't get through it. And that's what I'm saying. Use some responsibility. If you get stuck, get some way. You should always have a winch, okay? And if you get stuck, use your winch. Get out, okay? Don't just sit there and keep digging a hole, digging a hole, digging a hole. I have a 570 Razor, and it's a 2017. And when I first bought it, I could go anywhere on any trail and had a good time at it. Now it's getting to the point, means they've made the machines bigger and wider, and instead of having 25-inch tires, they've got 33s and 34s and like this, and they're like 6 foot wide. My little 570 50-inch wide machine gets lost in some of them holes. So it's like, you know, it's like, use some responsibility. There's nothing wrong with getting a bigger machine, a better machine, all this kind of stuff, but then there again, I've seen guys down there with 1,000cc turbos, and it's like, you don't need 1,000cc with a turbo on them trails in West Virginia. You're going to hurt somebody. Most people don't take time to think about what they're doing. Okay, now don't get me wrong. I like to kick up my heels just like the next guy. So if I'm going along there and it's an inside turn or inside curve and I can see around the other side there, I'm going to gag it. Okay, I'm gonna get my adrenaline up. If it's an outside, I slow down because I don't know who's on the other side. Could be Joe Blow there and he's brought these 3 kids out on the trail. I don't know. Well, I don't want to be responsible for running Joe Blow off the side of the cliff there and taking these kids with him. Okay, I just couldn't live with that just because I wanted to get an adrenaline rush. I'm not bitching at anybody. I'm just saying use some caution, use your head. And I was down there and I found a little loop, okay, and I run the loop a couple times, so I was kind of familiar with what it was. And so I went along there and I gassed it kind of hard. But there again, like I said, when I was coming to an outside corner, I slowed down and took my time and made sure that if somebody else was coming around there, they'd have enough time to stop as well as me. Okay, it's just common sense. Inside corners, oh yeah, man, I'm there. I'm gagging. I'm having a good time. But you got to use your head. That's what I'm saying. Riding comes with a responsibility. You've got to have a responsibility, and you've got to know that responsibility, and you've got to be responsible for yourself. Okay? Just because you're on vacation don't mean anything goes. It don't. I mean, you're there to enjoy yourself, and so is everybody else down there. So, and you know, you'd be surprised how many times I've got almost ran off the trail because I'm going too slow. Or they come around the corner there and they're right there on you. And it's like, no, this is, you know, slow down a little bit on the outside corner. And that's what I'm saying, you know. So be cautious, have a good time, and use your head, okay? Use your head. Don't be down there and think just because you're on vacation, anything goes, because that ain't the way it works. Because one of these days, and I've seen it happen over the years, we used to have 4 or 5 places that years ago we rode, and every one of them got shut down. Every one of them got shut down because somebody was stupid. We used to do a trail down south of where I live here. It's about 35 miles south. It was a 13-mile one way and 13-mile back. We called it the Mason Trail. And we'd go through this guy's bean field, okay? But every year he left a road through his bean field. And one day he was down there and I asked him, I said, why do you do that? He said, you boys like to ride? He says, you know, and so I'm going to try to get along with you guys as long as you get along with me. I'll leave this road and let you guys ride down there. He said, but don't get in my beans. He said, if you get in my beans, he said, I'm going to plow up this road. He said, you never come through again. And he was the landowner. He was the man that owned the land, okay? Respect his rights. He was good enough to leave you a road there, but guess what? Some clown got out there, and he was out there hot dogging, throwing roosters out there in his fucking bean field. And this guy seen him, and he just told everybody, he said, get off. He said, that's it. He said, never again. And we haven't been riding that since. Hell, that's been, what, 35 years ago, 40 years ago, and we never got to ride it again. The trail was just shut down. And that's what I'm saying. Be responsible. If the landowner is good enough to let you ride on his property, respect his land, okay? Respect his rights. Try to get along with him. If you dig a hole, do the best you can to fill it back in. You know what I'm saying? I carry a little folded up military shovel with me. If I dig a hole, I try to put it back in there. You know, it's like, because I don't want to tear up the trails. I want somebody else to enjoy it just like I did. So, but anyway, that was just something that was bothering me, and you see it more and more and more every day. That's why here in Illinois, there ain't hardly any place you can ride. It's purple paint everywhere. So use some caution, use your head, be responsible, and have a good time, okay? Maybe you think, well, I'm just saying this because I'm old. No, I'm saying this because more and more riding areas get shut down more and more every day. We got to be careful. So anyway, I guess that's enough of that. Hey, it's just a word of caution. It's like, you know, hopefully it made some sense to you. Hey, so ride safe, ride free.